Hey gang, this is gonna be a quick glimpse into a private live session with Master IT. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm seeing Brooke, I'm seeing LaCora, I'm seeing Mike, I'm seeing a Zoom user can't come in. Let me let this person in just to let them know why I'm kicking them out. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. I'm just waiting for some more people to come in. I'm seeing Mike. I'm seeing Trevor. I'm seeing, okay, Keith is in here. Seeing Joshua, JM. All right, so Zoom user, who are you? Zoom user, you are unmuted. Who are you? If I don't know who you are in the next 30 seconds, I'm about to kick you out. And you gotta go. All right, gang, so let me check everything. Let me turn on my camera. All right, so there I am. Okay, there go my Zero to IT Hero people. There go my Winner Circle people. So good morning, y'all. Today, we're gonna talk about a few things, right? So I'm gonna do a lecture that I've done a bunch of times, and the reason for that is because it's super important, right? It's super important for you guys to know how to troubleshoot, right? And another thing I want to show you guys is a lesson on note taking, right? So taking a lot of notes can be cool, right? That can be, okay, if I got a bunch of notes, I definitely got to be doing the right thing. I definitely got to be on the right track. And believe it or not, a lot of times that is not the case. Taking too many notes can actually be detrimental to your success, right? So I just want to run through something really quickly, and then we can get into the lecture. All right, so gang, this is how students just like you are getting certified or doing what they need to do and using this program to their benefit. John, you guys are muted. You're pretty much just looking into, this is a sneak peek into the Zero to Hero program, right? So you guys have gotten finished. You guys wanted some extra stuff with the Winner Circle. Here it is. But at the end, if you want to, after this call or after this session, I can tap in with you. So follow the roadmap, right? So follow the roadmap. If you are confused, the main reason for you being in this, the main reason for you being in this program is for the CompTIA stuff, right? So I want to make sure that you guys understand that the Microsoft stuff is supplemental, it's extra, so on and so forth, right? We want to make sure that you guys are fully prepared for the CompTIA stuff, right? The Microsoft stuff is cool, but make sure that I'm using that as supplemental stuff, right? So follow roadmap. If Christina tells you anything, do it. If I tell you to do anything, do it. If Julia tells you anything, do it. And we also got a guy coming back named Judd. If he tells you to do anything, do it, right? So I've been doing this for quite some time. You guys aren't the first students through this program. You're probably the thousands of people deep. So just make sure that you follow that guidance, right? Now, one of the biggest ways to know if you suck, one of the biggest ways to know if whatever you're doing isn't really coming through, if you got to take any of the exams more than twice, you're doing something wrong, right? You got to go back through the program. You got to go back through the program, right? Don't go back through your notes. Go back through the program. If you see a question or something like that, it's like, I didn't see this, I didn't see that, and you're looking in your notes, it's because your notes suck, right? So if you have pages and pages and pages of notes, throughout college, throughout school, you probably taught that that's the way to do it. That's the wrong way to do it. If you have, pages and pages of notes, what I would suggest is that you condense all those notes down to one page, right? So condense those notes down to one page, because a lot of times, a lot of those notes is stuff that you already know, right? And you're flipping, where did I put this? Where did I put that? And you're kind of flipping past stuff that you actually need to know. So all your notes should be the stuff that you don't know. Why the hell are you taking notes on the stuff that you do know, right? Make sure that you're taking notes on stuff that you don't know, right? So a Discord is where you can tap in with me. That's what I check most often. But the priority is, or the steps, reach out to your student success coach, whether it's Julia or Christina or Judd first, see what they say, and then reach out to me. If you want things to get done quickly, follow those steps, right? Another thing is confidence, right? If you lack confidence, it's going to project into your answers, right? You're going to project into just the way that you do things, the way that you move. Another thing, just make sure that you're avoiding distractions. If you're tired, if you're sleepy, if you're upset, If things aren't going your way, nobody cares. Do what you need to do. For example, right? I don't know if you guys can see this, but my little girls, I don't know if you guys can see this, my little girls made this, right? There'll be one in a couple days. I'm excited as hell about that, but we moved them into their room a couple days ago, and they are acting crazy, right? I got about 2 hours of sleep last night. Do you guys give a damn about that? No. You expect me to still be here, and I expect you guys to do the same thing, right? Now, the 10-day thing, right? The expectation for you to get your first certain 10 days. If this does not happen, it doesn't mean that you're a failure. It just means that you're a little bit behind, right? Let's say you're 10 days in and things are not clicking or things aren't doing what they need to do. No big deal, right? I want you guys to do this stuff quickly, but not for the sake of speed, not to just, okay, get it done, blah, blah, blah. I want you to actually understand what the hell you're doing, right? One of the things though is you have to understand 16 weeks, 4 months goes by fast. This program is 16 weeks long. After 16 weeks, you have to incur more time, more financial loss, more investment, so on and so forth. In 16 weeks, people are completing this program, and we're expecting for you to do the same. Also, make sure that you're tapping in with people inside the Facebook group and inside the Discord, and just make sure that your LinkedIn, which is super, super powerful, is optimized. Make sure that if you're not working at a certain place, that's not on your LinkedIn profile. Make sure that everything there is optimized, right? So the people in the winner circle, you already know about this stuff. Your LinkedIn is optimized. You're getting hits on your resume, blah, blah, blah. But as far as the Zero to IT Hero people, just make sure that your LinkedIn is optimized, right? Another thing, a lot of you guys probably have a new respect for these certifications, a new respect for training, because this is not easy. It's not easy, right? So if you go on YouTube or Instagram or anywhere, the smartest people in the world in the comments will tell you that, hey man, this stuff is easy. But if it's easy, right? If ITF Plus is easy, if A Plus is easy, why are these people watching videos and content on how to pass that exam? If you already got this, why are you watching it, right? So just make sure that you're staying focused and doing what you need to do. This is how you achieve what you're trying to achieve. This is how you do what you need to do. But one of the things is listening and executing, right? If you know how to do it on your own, you would have did it. So just make sure that you're listening. If you got any questions or comments after you've executed, that's fine. But just make sure that you execute first. So I'm gonna stop sharing this, then I'm gonna get into the lecture. All right, gang, so housekeeping as always. These live sessions are uploaded 72 hours after we do the live session, right? So 72 hours after this is when you can look for these live sessions. So make sure that you got access to everything. For example, if you don't have access to these live sessions, make sure that you reach out to your student success coach. Also, Christina made it a lot easier. The Discord will be where the live sessions are dropped. So the link is in there. The link changes periodically, so just make sure that you're not using the same link over and over again. Always check there for the most up-to-date link, right? So as far as questions are concerned, if you've been here before, you already know, pretty much save that to the end, because 9 times out of 9, I'm going to answer your questions through the actual chat or through the actual session. If you do have a question, just make sure that you are direct as possible. All right. Okay, let me let these people in here really fast. All right, so just make sure that you guys, just make sure that you guys, that was for Keith. Keith dropped out, he was the Zoom user. I got 3 Keiths in here right now. That was the new Keith. All right, so good job, man. Just make sure you guys, if you join, make sure that you're using your real name. I don't know who iPhone user is. I don't know who Killer724 is. So just make sure that you're using your right name, right? All right, so as far as today's Monday. A lot of times people they hate Mondays. They just don't know what to do, so on and so forth. They absolutely hate Mondays, right? So for you guys that hate Mondays, Monday is, a day that you get to win. Monday is a day that you get to do what you need to do. Monday is usually the time that you can actually, crush your goals. A lot of times on the weekend, we have free time. And free time can be the most expensive time that you have, right? Because you're not going after your goals, you're not doing what you need to do, you are partying, watching Netflix, whatever you do, right, is not conducive to what you need to do. So right now, I want to kind of focus on people that passed the cert, got a job, started a diet, paid off a car, just one, right? Hopefully it's some IT stuff related, but if it's not, no big deal. Keith, I'm gonna unmute you since you came back in here, and then I'll let you do what you need to do. So right now, even if you're watching this on the replay, which I know a lot of you guys do, focus on, what you're doing, what you need to be grateful for. Don't focus too much on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have and the areas that you are winning, because that is most important, right? So Keith, unmute yourself. I'm gonna ask you to unmute, and then you can tell me what's been going on. Can't hear you, Keith. LaCora Miller. Do me a favor, unmute yourself and tell me, a win that you've had recently. Like I said, hopefully IT related. If not, just anything that has helped you, or any wins that you've had that, somebody can be motivated by.
No, I don't have any wins right now.
You a lie. You woke up.
Well, yeah, I did. I woke up.
You ain't got nothing else?
No, I'm not. I haven't taken my cert yet, and I'm still at my same job, so I guess I'm thankful to still have a job.
Yeah, you got to perk up, LaCora. You got to. So the one win is you decided to execute, right? So you actually got in this program. You actually started to, move and shake. You're almost done, I think, with ITF Plus. So unmute yourself again. When you taking the exam?
I plan to take it Friday.
That's a win. See, forward progress. All right, so let me know how that goes. I'm pretty sure it's going to be good news. So next Monday, you will have a win for us, right?
Yes.
Perfecto. All right, so the thing I want to talk about today, right, is troubleshooting, right? So why are we always talking about this? Because it's important. Troubleshooting, like literally from the first thing, if you took an ITF Plus, all the way to the last thing, Security Plus, and even my guys that's in the winner circle, if you've taken CAS Plus or the Data Plus, any of that type of stuff, troubleshooting is across the board. And then even when we get outside of the exam room, even when we get outside of all this other stuff, you got to know how to troubleshoot, right? You got to know how to problem solve. That's literally all this is. That's all IT is. That's all it's going to be on the actual exam, right? So it's cool to know the acronyms. It's cool to know this. It's cool to know that. But you have to bring it full circle, right? You kind of have to understand how, okay, this is what this word means, and then this is what it does. And then if it breaks, that's literally the whole thing. If you hear me saying the same thing over and over again, it's because it's what you need to pass the exam, right? So these are the steps, right? Now understand, you can't paraphrase, right? In real life, you can paraphrase, you can pretty much say this in another way and it would be true. But as far as the exam, as far as the CompTIA certifications are concerned, these are the troubleshooting steps, right? Number one is identify the problem. The last one is document findings, actions, and outcomes, right? So just make sure that these are the troubleshooting steps. The easiest way to kind of answer any of these questions is right here, right? Jim can't print, blah, 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 fill in the blank, right? Go through these steps to be able to find the answer, right? So identify the problem, establish a theory of probable cause, test the theory, establish a plan of action, implement the solution, verify full system functionality, and document what you did, right? So on the right hand side, it says these steps are used on every single CompTIA exam. Each and every one of them, all of them use this, right? All of them. So the better you are at this, the more proficient you are at troubleshooting, the easier these exams become, right? Now, if you're on the ITF Plus or the A Plus, believe it or not, those are going to be your hardest exams, right? It seemed like it would be Security Plus, but that's not true. By the time you get to that exam, this is going to be too easy because the repetition, you're going to get used to, okay, I know what this is. I know what that is. Oh, when it breaks, this is what I do, right? If you're not good at troubleshooting, you're not going to pass these exams. I don't give a damn what you're doing, what you're focusing on. If you don't know how to do this right here, it's over with. If you don't know how to troubleshoot, you're not going to pass these exams, right? So make sure that you are good at troubleshooting. So let's kind of break that down a little bit further. So number one is identifying the problem. So sometimes you may not be able to pinpoint exactly what's causing the problem, but you know what the problem is, right? What's the problem? I don't have internet. What's the problem? I can't print. What's the problem? Nobody can print. What's the problem? Nobody can access this folder, right? So a lot of times in this step, this is when we're, gathering information, whether that's from log files or from users. Now, questioning users, right? In real life, when we get into our real job as far as tech, questioning users kind of has an asteriskness to it, right? Meaning that don't actually believe everything that they say, right? Because some users may not know enough, and some users may believe that they know more than they really know, right? So a lot of times the question user is pretty much, when's the main thing or most important thing is when's the last time it worked? And did you do anything different, right? Because then we can kind of know like, oh, okay, you broke it or this broke it, right? So identify the systems, symptoms, determine if any recent changes, any updates, any upgrades, any of that type of stuff have happened to see if that's the root cause of it, right? Also duplicating the problem. If you duplicate the problem, a lot of times it'll be easier to fix it because they're like, okay, I did A, B, C and it broke it. So let's not do A, B, C, right? To not break it. Also, you may have to approach multiple problems at once, but I wouldn't really recommend doing that. So a lot of times just break it down one by one, right? So, okay, you can't print. Okay, let me figure that part out first. Okay, you don't have internet. Okay, let me figure that out next. Okay, you don't have access to this file. Let me figure that out next, right? Because a lot of times if you fix one problem, it may fix all the other problems, right? Also narrow the scope of the problem just to kind of see, exactly what you need to work on and, prioritize stuff, right? Whatever the biggest issue is, a lot of times you need to go with this first, right? So identify the problem is number one. I cannot say this enough. Do not paraphrase this. That is the first step in the troubleshooting process. Okay. So next up, establish a theory of probable cause. So what is probably going on, right? What is probably making this not work, right? You don't have internet. Oh, it's probably because the power is out, right? Now, the probable cause may not be the actual cause, but we always want to start with the easiest stuff first, right? So when you actually start working, when you actually start doing things, I actually got a couple student interviews dropping on the channel soon. Almost all the students say that the stuff that they learned in A+, they use it on their job all the time. And it's pretty much the foundational stuff, right? You got to really know how to troubleshoot and what to do. But anyway, you got to establish a theory of what's most likely the cause. Because what happens a lot of times is people that's new to tech, they always go to the most complex thing, right? Instead of, checking to see if it's plugged in. A lot of people laugh, oh, I could have did that, but you didn't. You make sure it's plugged in, make sure that the power is on, all this stuff first. What is the most probable cause? Go from the simplest to the most complex, right? Your first shot at it may not be correct, but you can keep on going, right? So you got to consider multiple approaches, including top to bottom or bottom to top for layered technologies. So such as networks. So should I start at the laptop or should I start at the switch or should I look at the cables, right? So there's a couple different ways to do. So identifying a problem may take the shortest amount of time. This part right here may take the most amount of time. It's research and stuff like that, right? Especially as a newbie, it may take you a little bit longer. So the third thing we want to do is test the theory, right? Is what we said, right? This can kind of be a part of the research phase too. This is kind of like 2B, but they count it as a complete step. This is like the second step is 2A. This would be 2B, but they count this as an entire step, right? So once you're super confident, once you really feel like, okay, I think this is what's causing it, that's kind of what you need to do to move forward, right? So this is right before you start to solve the actual issue, right? So pretty much let me figure out what the probable cause is, and this would be verifying that, right? So, okay, I think this is what the probable cause is. Let me verify that that is the probable cause, right? Next up, establish a plan of action, right? Okay, I think this is the problem. I think this is the most probable cause. What am I going to do to actually fix this, right? So you need to lay out a plan. Don't just do stuff willy-nilly. And one of the reasons you got to do this is because of time, right? So after being in the game or having a job for a while, you'll kind of know how long it takes to fix stuff or how long it takes to do things, right? But since the internet is so important for nearly every organization, you kind of need to know downtime, how long I'm gonna have your laptop, do I need to save this, do I need to save that? So, just make sure that you got a plan in place. And also you need to have a plan just in case your plan does not work, right? Now, unfortunately, sometimes our fixes can break other stuff, or our fixes or our ignorance or whatever it is can actually mess other things up. So make sure you got some type of a backup plan, right? Or a rollback plan. So whatever I did, let me make sure I can take that system or that device back to a time when it was working the way it was supposed to. As far as establishing a plan of action, sometimes you got to reboot the system. That's why I was saying you got to make sure that you tell the user in advance, like, hey man, I have to reboot this stuff, or maybe you want to go to lunch, or maybe I need to do this after work, right? Because they may not have that downtime, or they may not want you to do that type of stuff, right? You might need to download drivers, update software, all kinds of things, right? You may even need to, wipe the operating system and put a new operating system on there. So just make sure that you have a good plan in place. And one of the ways you could do that is through something called change management, right? Which basically saves the device, saves the status of the device, saves the status of the network at every update. Okay, I changed this. Let me save the status of this just in case my next steps break this stuff or erase all the stuff that I just talked about, right? So just long story short, have a plan of action, and also have a plan of action for that plan of action just in case your first plan of action is no bueno, okay? So next up, this is super important, right? Through my time in tech, having students, working on jobs myself, this has gotten more people fired than I can think of, or cussed out, or written up. Make sure whatever you were supposed to do, you did it, and everything that you were supposed to fix works, and that the customer or whoever the hell's device it is, that they're happy, right? So a lot of times, you want the person to either come and say, hey, is this good? Is this what you was looking for? Good, great. You don't want to leave and maybe the thing that you maybe the thing that you fixed is working now, but the entire system, rest of the system is, kaput or isn't working. So long story short, you just want to verify full system functionality. Just like if somebody comes to your house and they want to fix your internet, and they leave and the internet is working, but for some reason, every time you flush the toilet, all the lights go out, right? It's like, okay, wait a minute, something isn't right. Okay, they fixed the internet, but they messed something else up, right? So just make sure that you verify that everything works the way it should, right? And one of the biggest things, even if the person isn't there, if they're gonna be back in a couple hours, maybe send them an email, send them an update. Hey, Jenny, hey, Jimmy, is everything good? Is everything working? And if they tell you, yeah, you should be okay to move on, right? Just make sure that you verify that everything works. So this is the simplest thing, but it's the most important thing, right? Now, the next thing, you gotta document what you found. Why? Because you're gonna have this problem again. You're gonna have this issue again. And the first time, it may take you 3 hours. The second time, it may take you 2 hours. And after a couple of times, after you've written down pretty much everything you need to do, step 1, step 2, step 3, you can come back and do it in 30 minutes. And also, you won't be in the same position forever. You shouldn't be. So you want to make sure that you're leaving a trail for your coworkers, your counterparts, or the people that may be working underneath you eventually. So pretty much as a team, you guys should have a manual pretty much of everything that you guys do, everything you guys have done. And a lot of times this manual can pretty much, turn into your work Bible, meaning that every issue that comes up, you got steps to do, and anybody that comes there, you can pretty much give them this manual, give them this training guide, and anything that comes up, they'll be able to knock it out, right? Now in IT, sometimes people, or just in general, people may want to hold stuff close to the vest. Oh, they can't do anything without me. But a lot of times, if you're irreplaceable, you can't get promoted either, right? If you're the only person, only guy or only girl that knows how to fix a certain issue, they won't move you. They won't promote you. It's just like, okay, we got to have him here because he's the only person that knows how to do it. So, believe in yourself, train yourself, and your counterparts so you can move up, right? Just make sure that you follow the troubleshooting steps. You got all the documentation in place, whatever is going on. And another thing, like I said, the biggest thing is how to fix it, and also just in case there's an update, some software, new software comes out, you need to always have a plan on how to go back to the way it was before you start messing with it, just in case it really messes everything up. As far as, okay, something isn't working on XYZ client's computer or device, you need to get proficient at it. You need to get that confidence, right? Only way you're gonna get that confidence is one, putting in the reps and the training, and two, actually taking the damn exam, right? I don't want you guys to get into a black hole of training, I'm not ready, because the whole thing is you got 16 weeks, man. You got 16 weeks to knock this out, and that's what you need to do. So I just gave you guys more value than you would get from a 4-year degree in about 45 minutes. Do you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns? Any questions, comments, or concerns about what we talked about? Good. All right, so gang, that's all I got for you. Like I said, the live sessions will be in the Discord. And as far as what you guys need to be doing right now, the roadmap is the roadmap, right? If you're in week 16, you got 1 week to finish everything, right? I know life happens, I know things come up, but the standard is the standard. You should be ITF Plus certified in about 2 weeks. You should have A Plus in about a month and a half, and then go down the line from there. I needed somebody. Brooke, I need you to stay back. We need to talk. But other than that, everybody else, I'm going to kick you out. And then I'll see you next week. Or you can leave on your own, because I don't really feel like kicking you guys out. So everybody except Brooke, leave, and everybody else, just have a good day. I'll give you guys a couple minutes to get out of here.